Games Workshop is in the business of re-releasing Space Marine Heroes miniatures, and this Saturday we shall get a reincarnation of Space Marine Heroes Series 2, namely Blood Angels Terminators. The Space Marine Heroes of the First Company set will feature 10 elite Space Marines in Terminator armor, including a Captain, an Ancient, Assault Terminators, and Standard Terminators, with powerful weapon options. Available on a made-to-order basis for a limited time, this set celebrates the might of Warhammer 40k's finest warriors. Hello my friends, my name is Max, and today we are going to open some Space Marine Heroes. I think it was a perfect opportunity for me to take a look at the box that I got. This is the box from a Japanese market. You can clearly say it from the packaging. Space Marine Heroes Series 2 were released in 2018. They were released both in Japan and in the rest of the world. And the packaging was slightly different, because in Japan you got this very box with these miniatures that you can see on your screen now. And there was also a paint set with the Ancient, First Company Ancient, Brother Darago, who was bearing a standard. But I don't have this paint set, and it is diabolically hard to find them these days. But luckily I don't have to do that, because we will get all 10 miniatures very soon. In the rest of the world, outside of Japan, these minis were sold in blind boxes. They looked somewhat along these lines. I have a couple of them left. You would buy them for £5 or $6 or whatever, and you would get a random miniature. The packaging that was in the rest of the world with blind boxes, it was a box of 20 minis, and these minis had different rarities. Moreover, in Japan, this guy with the yellow thing over here, this is a chain fist of some sort, I believe, it was not available in the rest of the world. It was only available in Japanese boxes. At the same time, some miniatures that were available in the rest of the world were not available in Japan. And to make things even worse and more complex, some of the minis were available in a board game, Space Marine Adventures Rise of the Orcs. So there were 5 miniatures, including this Japan-only one, Brother Maeklus. Anyways, now we will be able to get all 10 of them in one box, which I think is actually not that bad. It is bad that you have spent a lot of money trying to chase these guys, like I did. And it is very good if you want to have them and you didn't have them before. And I know that some of you guys have only a subset of these lads, and they are really, really cool. They look very similar to new Primaris Terminators, and they're definitely larger and better looking than the old Terminators. Alright, so without any further ado, let's see what's inside of this box. Space Marine Heroes Series 2, a Japanese edition. So I think we can start over here. Let's use my trusty hobby knife. And this is how you would see them in store, I believe. These are just standing in a booster. And moreover, yeah, I forgot to mention this, but I think it's fairly clear that we expect to collect all of these lads from this box. All of them are gonna be here. Like with new Space Marine Heroes Series 4, all the minis are present in the box. And we have seen the similar kind of vibe with Death Guard from Space Marine Heroes Series 3 that we opened on this channel before, but that was also a Japanese edition, so just so you know. Alright, let's go ahead and see what's inside of the boxes. You can see that the design is actually slightly different from the rest of the world, and that is how you know that these ones are from Japan and these are European or, I don't know, North American. The box is of the same size though, so you can see that the packaging is pretty much the same, it's just the design that is different. They say explicitly here that these lads are easy to build, that is why they have pins. And yeah, they basically tell you that you can collect all these minis. I wonder if all these boxes are the same. Yeah, they are the same, exactly the same. These are still blind boxes, but all of the minis are supposed to be in this box. Let's go ahead and open the first one. Alright, we get a card, and judging by the card, this is Brother Captain Donato. Ooh, yeah, this is the brother captain. I recognize this fine chap. He has iron halo over here, very ornate Terminator armor, the Crux Terminator on his belts, cool pauldrons, very, very, very nice looking. And what do we have here? So we have some sort of an insert, Space Marine Heroes, some information in Japanese. If you guys are fluent in Japanese, let me know what is written here. But I am pretty sure it's just Warhammer stores information, because I can see different telephone numbers. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Let's take a look here. The assembly instructions for Brother Donato, all in Japanese. I actually want to know if Australia and New Zealand was also covered by these Japanese boxes. If you live in Australia or New Zealand, let me know. I'm really curious. I would suspect that you should have had the Japanese ones, but maybe you got the North American and European ones, the rest of the world ones. Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. There was also a paint set with Brother Darago, the flag bearer, the ancients of the chapter. Yeah. Here is this guy. And that is what they say here explicitly. You can collect 7 of those guys in Japan. Alright, this is the first box, Brother Captain Donato. Moving forward, I'm gonna open the top. We expect to see a sergeant here. No, that is not a sergeant. That is Brother Phaello. Brother Phaello is a classic Terminator with a Storm Bolter and a Power Fist. There is some information. RAREST Phaello is an artisan of war. Though his Storm Bolter can lay down a hail of fire, he places every bolt with great accuracy, conserving his strength for when he needs it most. Should his target survive, he finishes the job with a well-timed punch from his Power Fist. This is actually quite cool. I don't think the rest of the world had this kind of vibe. Pretty sure they did not elaborate on the brothers that much. Yeah, this is very standard Brother Phaello. This one was a common in terms of rarity. Brother Donato was a rare. You could get him, I think, out of 30 or out of 25 boxes. So they were like a kind of a chase minis, so to speak. And of course, we get assembly instructions for Brother Phaello here. And the only choices of options for these Space Marines are the heads. You either get a helmeted one or a bare one. The rest is pretty much predefined. This is our Brother Phaello. Blind box number 3. Very excited, guys. Very excited. These are still blind boxes. You never know what you're gonna get. And we get the Japanese-only Brother Maeklus. Burn, alien scum! By my hand you will be scoured from the Emperor's realm. Brother Maeklus is a poet and a warrior. Heavy flamer is being wielded over here. And I think this still counts as a chain feast. Not entirely sure. Yeah, we still have this card. We have assembly instructions. All of them are fairly straightforward, nothing really super special about these guys, apart from the fact that it is diabolically hard to get this mini. As I mentioned before, this mini was Japanese only, or it was available in Space Marine Adventures Rise of the Orcs for the rest of the world. And this is our Brother Maeklus. Blind box number 4. Blind box number 4 brings us Brother Sanyctus. This is an assault Terminator. You can see that he has these lightning claws, very cool looking ones. Some information about him over here. Let's take a look at the instructions. Also very, very straightforward, very easy to assemble. I have assembled him multiple times. I think he was also one of the common ones. Don't remember exactly the rarity. Anyways, this is box number 5. And the box number 5 brings us... Ooh, the cool one. All of them are cool for me, but this one is really cool. Brother Ebellius. This lad has a Cyclone missile launcher on his shoulders. Really, really, really cool mini. And he has a Storm Bolter and, of course, Power Fist. But the Cyclone missile launcher is the coolest bit of this lad. Let's see how he is being assembled. Yeah, looking incredibly cool. I think this one has probably the most bits because of the rocket launcher, and this is how the sprue looks like. Very, very cool mini. Note how ornate the bases are for these miniatures. All of them look incredibly cool. All of them have a lot of details, some sort of rubble, some sort of shells, and this one even have an Imperium Aquila over here, the eagle decoration. This is some sort of a pavement or something like that. That's really cool. And that is our brother Ebellius. And we arrived to the sixth miniature. Let's see what's inside. And I know exactly what's inside because I haven't seen the sergeant yet, and it must be a sergeant. Brother Sergeant Victorno, look at this lad. Isn't he cool? Isn't he cool, guys? I think he is incredibly cool. Brother Sergeant Victorno has some lore here. This is how you assemble this lad. I really like the storm shield and power hammer. Really cool looking miniature. And look at this sprue. Look at this sprue. This is very, very cool. One of the coolest sprues of Space Marine Hero Series 2. Very, very, very nice. And this is our brother Sergeant Victorno. Couple of final words before we wrap up. I think the idea of re-release of Space Marine Hero Series 2 is a good idea, more kind of a good idea than a bad idea, because not a lot of people got all the minis. These minis look incredibly cool. They fit perfectly in new Terminators, Primaris looking Terminators. They are scaled up a bit, and I'm pretty sure they were produced already with the knowledge how the scaled up Terminators will look like, because remember, these were released in 2018, and Primaris Space Marines popped up in 2017. Terminators did it later, but I still think they had in mind that Terminators gonna be more human looking at some point. So it's really nice that people will have a chance to grab all of them, because it was diabolically hard to find them on second markets. I was scouring eBay for these minis for a long time, because these minis look way cooler than the standard Terminators, the old style Terminators, so I have got a bunch of them. I'm not entirely sure how many I own, but I have built quite a few, and I have even converted some of them into something like apothecaries and whatnot. At the same time, it is a little bit sad that Games Workshop did not give any heads up or whatsoever that they gonna be re-releasing them, because imagine you were chasing these cool rare minis half a year ago, and all of a sudden you will get them for peanuts compared to what you have spent. Because on eBay, boy, they are very expensive. They were already very expensive and almost impossible to find a couple of years ago, and now I can't even imagine how much money they cost. Especially the rare ones, like Brother Captain Donato, Brother Sergeant Victorno, and Brother Dorago, the company Ancient. Ancient one, I think, is the most rare ones with the Brother Captain. They probably go on par, and they were incredibly expensive. I think Brother Dorago was a ballpark of like $200-300 US for the box with the paint set, where the only mini was the Company Ancient, first Company Ancient. Yeah, this is a mixed kind of bag. Have mixed feelings about this release. I'm definitely gonna grab at least one box because I really like these lads, and maybe I will grab two just to convert some of them. I like to mix and match weapons and whatnot, so they look a little bit more unique. Of course, you can customize them using different heads, but not a lot of other customization options are available out of the box, so you might wanna mix them up with some Dark Angels or Space Wolves upgrades or whatever. Luckily for everyone, these guys don't have a lot of Blood Angel specific decorations. You can technically paint them any chapter you want. My girlfriend painted Brother Ebellius as an Imperial Fist guy. He is very yellow and still looks very, very fine. And that is why I like these guys even more. I think this is a good thing that they gonna release them again. Some people will see this as a money grab. Of course it is. No doubts over there. But still at the same time, people will be able to get cool minis for relatively cheaply compared to what you can pay now on eBay. And again, I wish I knew these guys would be released like a half a year ago when I bought this box. And yeah, I think this is all we have time for today, my friends. We're gonna build some of these minis, or maybe all of them on this channel. Maybe we'll convert some of them, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Let me know in the comment section below if you collected these guys, if you're planning to buy the new kits this Saturday. I'm really curious how much people will go for them. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel if you like the content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Max is out. Take care. Bye.